So I think it's safe to say I got excited yesterday and maybe went a little too hard. I have some pain today in the right hip, which strangely is resolving somewhere in the inside arch of my right foot. It's very minor pain, but it's loud enough so that I know not to fool with it. Luckily, I have a bench day today, so I'm going to hit my minimum in front squat, and I'll show you some bench work. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that pain just a little bit because it's like this is the price I agreed to pay to myself for running a program, and this is how it goes. Like, the program is aggressive. It's forcing adaptation. For me to think, and for anyone to think, that you can run an aggressive force of adaptation without experiencing some pain, you're a silly person. You're a silly person if you think that. It's just not the way it works. Now, that being said, being as stoic of heart as, I allow myself to be, it's still worth paying attention to. The pain it feels neurological. And by that, I mean it's like bright and sharp. It's not very strong, which contradicts what I just said, bright and sharp, I know. But it's kind of like how a habanero pepper is spicy, right? It's hot. And wasabi could also be described as spicy. But it's not the same type of spiciness as a habanero. Does that make sense? In this analogy, wasabi is neurological kind of discomfort, and a habanero is like muscular, right? They're different. And I got a wasabi kind of ache right now. Now, also, I should confess that for my assistant's work in Candido, and he did not prescribe this, I've been doing knees over toes, 0. And that's a lot of end range, strength building, and mobility. And I'm certain that if that's not the culprit, it at least exasperated the situation. Why am I doing that? That doesn't seem very smart. Well, I actually disagree. And also, I should state that I'm doing it with really low weight, or no weight in most cases, and really slow reps under control. And why I'm doing that is I'm a mobility guy. I'm not a strength athlete, not really. I put a high premium on being able to move. And I'd like to get stronger while keeping that as much as humanly possible. Now, it might be I overstepped, It might be I'm asking the body to make too many adaptations and something had to give. That may very well be the case. But like I said earlier, this is a price I agreed to pay to myself. It's part of the game. It's part of the fun, I was really excited yesterday. I had a really good workout yesterday. And you should pay for it. You really should. Like, whatever you might think that is, it's not free. You don't get it for free. So, anyway, I'm going to do my burpees, going to do my front squats, and I'll do a little bench workout. Stay tuned. It'll be fun. Bench is not fun to film. Maybe I'll do some thinking on that today. I'll try to film it in a more cinematic way. I'm not necessarily a very cinematic YouTuber, but let's see if I can figure something out. Okay, stay tuned. So after filming that stirring introduction, I did my run and I did my burpees, and they went great. Like, there was no issue. But there was just this nagging twinge in my right hip, running down the leg and resolving in the right arch. And I got to thinking, it's like, why don't you listen to yourself? You know, like why don't you pay attention to the things you say on YouTube to other people? And you have a rest day banked. And yeah, you're only doing upper body today, and it shouldn't be a problem. There really should be minimal interference. But wouldn't it be cool if you allowed yourself to recover a little bit? I mean, and I want to be clear, like, I'm not injured. You know, it's an atypical form of tweak, and it'll probably be better in a day or two. And I also believe what I said, in that this is the price I agreed to pay. Taking on a program, getting away from kind of intuitive lifting, these things are going to happen. They are inevitable. That's what happens when you try to force greater adaptation, you know? And like, it's the taxes. It's the taxes for this sort of thing. But you don't have to compound your own taxes. And this is frustrating for me a little bit, because it's like, when I'm feeling bad emotionally or physically, I beat myself up internally. A lot of negative self-talk. It was something that resonated with me with the Peter Attia interview on Andrew Huberman. This sort of like toxic self-talk, this really violent, really just a really bad way to speak to yourself, you know? That if it was another person, you wouldn't speak to your worst enemy this way, but you run amok on yourself, you know? And I use that to motivate me to do things that I don't want to do, and it works really well. But like, it also, you pay for it, you know? So anyway, the other side of that, you'd think that when I'm feeling good, when I'm feeling emotionally and physically good, I wouldn't abuse myself. But it's the opposite. Like, when I'm feeling good, I go too hard. And today was an example of that. Like, I was feeling good today. I was excited when I got up this morning. I really wanted to hit the bench, you know? I really wanted to go hard and see what I could do. And I guess it's proof of the old colloquialism that you gain wisdom with age, you know? Like, I had a moment to stop and really think about it. Like, okay, you're feeling good, you're feeling positive, you're feeling energized, but you've got a twinge. And like, wouldn't it be nice if on your next squat day you didn't? You know? Next big squat day. Every day's a squat day, right? So yeah, I'm taking a rest day. I worked up to a heavy pause single in the front squat, or not heavy, but 155. Pretty good, you know? Not great. Good for me. Certainly good. And the pause at the bottom was a legit pause, and I felt meaningfully in control of the movement. I kind of just own 155 in the front squat now, which is nice. And I'm doing a little ab roll. I'm doing 3 in between, just to stay active in the core. This isn't really work. This is just so that I, you know, keep that good brace, keep that firm, pushing out in all directions against my belt. And yeah, there is a little part of me that feels like I kind of pussed out it today. And right now I'm walking the cemetery with my ruck. I've got 40 pounds on me. And after this 155, I do some balance and stability training, which I don't think I've ever showed you before, but it's really cool. I take my shoes off, I stand on a block with one foot. I have a light kettlebell suspended from like just a band, and I practice lifting that inside ankle bone, and then I do like some glute med work with another band around my knees. I get down in a low squat and just try to press my knees apart. It's good activation work, and honestly, I should be doing more of it. I should do it before I run every morning. I know it would help, but I just don't want to. It's one of those situations. You know, I love how charmed I am with myself by saying that I don't want to. And I know that, like, this is exactly how I hurt myself running last time. Is like by avoiding this daily maintenance stuff that I desperately need. But yeah, like the seesaw between, you know, feeling bad and beating yourself up, and feeling good and beating yourself up. That means there's no day in the middle, you know? You're always toggling between these two extremes. And I think New Age and self-help wisdom is that when you have negative self-talk, you combat it with affirmations. I disagree with that to the extreme. Look how wobbly I am. I don't think affirmations necessarily work out. I think in yoga parlance, I think you're just replacing one samskara with another. But perhaps it's not a meaningful difference in strategy. But what I prefer is just fucking stop. Just fucking stop the script, stop the story for a second, and look at it again with sober eyes. You know? Imagine that you're not in a storm of feelings, that you're training or treating someone else objectively, not even someone you love, but maybe someone that you just in a very basic sense care for and don't want to see hurt. And then what choice would you make for that person? And so that's the choice I made for myself today. Take it easy, you know? Do a little ruck. Yeah, this is really fun. And you're not getting a clear idea what this exercise is on this video. I should have filmed it better. But yeah, okay, I guess you are there. Like, basically, the band is above my knees. I get into my lowest squat position. I try to lift those ankle bones, press my knees apart, and stay active in the bottom for somewhere in the ballpark of 20 to 30 seconds. It really fries the glute meads. It's really good. Anyway, that's my musing for today. I love you guys. Be good to each other out there. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's a bench day for real. And yeah, I don't know. Be nice to yourself as well as others. Could try that.